Hey everyone, this is Phi. Today I'm checking out Project Light Spirit. This is a game I've not played before. I have seen a few images of this as it's been in development, but I don't really know much about it apart from the fact that it is apparently a Metroidvania. So we're going to give it a playtest and see if we can give some useful feedback. I got the game page open here. It says current progress of Project Light Spirit, a game that aims to be another Metroidvania featuring a Light Spirit Maiden. Controls ZXC Shift, now with a rough beginning of controller support and saving settings. Alright, so this is probably a game that I would want to use a gamepad with, based on what it looks like. I'm not sure how successful I'll be with the keyboard controls. We can give that a shot. It does say that it has the rough beginning of controller support. I don't know what that means exactly, but we can find out, hopefully. But let's get into this. Alright, it's pretty loud. I'm hoping the rest of the game isn't quite as loud as that sound effect. I'm trying to keep the capture level reasonable. Let's try the Z button. Yeah, so it's got these sounds. They kind of sound like they might be made from like the BFXR or something. Which definitely nothing wrong with that, but they can be very loud. So I very frequently mention volume levels of audio when I'm playtesting. People tend to make their games really loud. You don't need to make everything as loud as it can go. So I always recommend, open up some other games you have on Steam and just kind of, get a rough ballpark for your overall volume levels. We got VSync on, screen scale. Oh. Alright, not sure what that looks like in the capture, but it's making the screen smaller and bigger. So there is gradient FX on. I don't know what that is. Controls are here. There is borderless window mode here for full screen as opposed to an exclusive full screen, and I see this a lot. It's definitely a good idea to support exclusive full screen mode. You get the benefit of less input lag and the smoothest frame rendering you can get. Definitely prefer to play my games in exclusive full screen. In this mode, it actually, in Windows by default, you kind of have a VSync that's kind of built in, so even if I turn VSync off here, I'm gonna get kind of the same input lag because it's in borderless windowed instead of exclusive full screen. So that's kind of the big thing that always drives me crazy. I like to have the input lag as low as possible. However, this is sort of a pixel graphics game. Sometimes the lower res games can look kind of bad if you have screen tearing, and it doesn't always matter as much. But let's go ahead and check out controls. We got please use mouse, work in progress. Left, right, up, down. Okay, so we can change this, but I don't know what the controller support is supposedly. I'm actually going to plug that in real quick. The good old Xbox controller here. You can see what happens. Haven't used it in a while. Alright, so in the menu here, it doesn't appear to be functioning, at least not since I plugged it in here. Go ahead and exit, and I guess we're just going to do new game. Alright, yeah, so it looks a little jerky. I'm not sure yet if that has to do with like the scrolling speed, or if that was because of the borderless windowed mode. As I mentioned, one thing I will mention real quick is that if there are kind of frame jitters that happen in this mode, it doesn't usually show up the same in the capture. So if I mention it and you don't see it when you're watching the video, that's why. But sometimes that does happen. The Darklings mentioned that I could find someone that holds a library filled with books about this place. They also mentioned that the lord of this mansion has been causing trouble to them and that I should never attempt to enter alone. Dot, dot, dot. I can't back away right now. I have to get back home. And I will make sure to repay the Darklings for their generosity no matter what faces me. Alright, so it pops up into this menu. This is work in progress. Dummy text. Looks like the X key is kind of a back. I don't know why it pops into that menu to start, but got equipment, inventory. Pretty nice looking UI, I would say. So far. We got a map here. Again, it's all work in progress. You know, that might not even be relevant to what I'm playing. Options are here. It doesn't look like it works. Oh, okay. So hit the escape key there, and it quit instantly. It's it's one of those things you want to kind of get rid of as soon as you can, because it's never fun to just randomly quit when you don't mean to and like lose your progress. In this case, I was expecting to be able to go back in the options menu using the escape key, which is very common and kind of what I would expect. So I guess we don't need that. Let's go back in a new game again. So I can't skip that. Oh, okay. That was interesting. Okay, so I was drifting to the right there for a moment. I don't know if that was like... I don't know what that was. I wasn't touching anything. For a moment I thought it was the gamepad. Maybe there was no dead zone in the stick, but it doesn't appear that the gamepad is actually responding at all to the game. So perhaps we'll have to put that aside. Just try the keyboard. Not sure why I just kind of started out moving to the right there. I don't know if that was trying to be part of the cutscene or something. Looks like I can hold up and down. Alright, so yeah, the sound effects are all like super loud. Alright, the shift is the old. Alright, yeah, so it's gonna be kind of hard for me to to get wrap my head around the controls here. The Z key is jump and the C is your attack. Oh, I guess there's two attacks then. I don't know. Alright, looks like in the top left we've got a little meter that's being drained. When I shoot this, it does recharge by itself. That's nice to see. Definitely prefer that over like collecting stuff out of these candles. I don't know if that's still a thing, but... collected something. I don't know what. Maybe it refills the meter. I didn't quite notice, but I suspect that maybe it does. Alright, so it looks like you can vary your jump height, but jump height is pretty high. It's kind of weird. Kind of floaty. It feels a little weird at first, but maybe I'll just get used to it. Alright, well, we got a crash. That's too bad. I guess we'll try again. Hopefully it's hooked in. I didn't check if OBS is... Alright, it's not. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So you can see the game now. New game again. So again, you can't really skip this. I noticed before you can make the text go faster, but you can't like... Rather than make it go faster, what I would like, what I would prefer is if you could hit the button and it would just kind of complete the full block of text instantly. So that like if I kind of mash the button, it would kind of skip through the text a lot faster that way. Okay, so you start out moving to the right, walking in fact, which is weird. But then if I touch something, then it stops doing that. It's kind of... Oh, you can forward roll if you're holding forward. Oh, you can do a little kick thing. That's kind of interesting. The walk is interesting because you don't, as far as I know, you can't actually walk manually. You can only run. So I guess maybe that's just like, it was just programmed in to make you walk at the start there. It's just a little strange. Unfortunately, still crashing. I guess I'll just try it again. Let's see. Oh, okay, so apparently I managed to get this to stop by mashing some buttons. It stopped scrolling before it got to me. And I can move around. Okay, it crashed again when I got over there. I guess I'll just try this one more time. Of course, I'd rather spend a little more time in the game than what I have so far. This time I'm not going to touch anything. Okay, so I noticed she started walking forward this time, like before the last text happened, and then she stopped. And I was kind of mashing through the text. So I don't know if that was maybe part of that little cutscene where she's talking. Maybe she's meant to like take a step forward and then stop, and then maybe there's a bug there that made her keep walking or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know if it's the case. Okay, so it crashed again. Unfortunately, seems extremely consistent at this point. So that's too bad. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much else I can do for giving feedback. And kind of pains me a bit. Of course, I'd like to tell you more, but I guess there's nothing to do about that. So definitely, you know, whenever the next update is put out or whatever, I can try it again then or whatnot, and hopefully give you a better video. But for now, hopefully, I don't know, maybe put in an exclusive full screen. That would make me happy. And maybe if there were any bugs in there that you saw that you weren't aware of, maybe that'll help you out. I don't know. But let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.